Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Just a Taste. As you can tell,
we dress for the occasion.
we freaking dress, dude. Honestly,
July 4th episode. Here we go.
Happy birthday, America.
Yeah.
In the spirit of July 4th,
Yeah.
I didn't know these offhand, to be honest. So we'll see if you know them. We got a couple of trivia questions about America.
Ooh.
Okay? So
First off, are you American?
well, so I have
Give us, like, some background.
Yeah, so
Where are
I
you
have
from?
dual citizenship from obviously from my complexion, Portugal, and then
Right.
so I was born down there, moved up here in 2000.
And do you have any like Philippines in you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a pretty tough life down there as a kid. Just bouncing my way through the cartel system. So not good there, but honestly, some great childcare. But yeah, so now we're up here, dual citizenship. But I would call America the homeland, baby. But anyhow, in all that,
Right.
that wasn't going anywhere. Little trivia for the brain, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I feel like I know America.
Okay. Because I didn't know any of these.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not going to know them. All right.
But it's pretty embarrassing. So, in America, this year, on July 4th, 2024, how old will America be turning?
Oh, my word. Well, okay. 1776.
Yeah.
Right? That's when it was founded, right?
I mean, you tell me, dude.
Sheesh. Okay. Can I use my calculator?
Yeah. Yeah. As you use your calculator, just to entertain the people, I do believe we have our...
I have my answer.
Okay.
248.
Oh, and you're right. Dang, I would have not got
Let's go.
Very well done,
Okay,
sir.
thanks.
Okay, that's the first one down.
I also
Three
had to
more
cheat
to
because I
pass.
couldn't do that math in my head.
That's okay.
2024.
Dude,
minus
if you could have done that math in your
1776.
head, dude, I would have probably been shipping you off to some boarding school to check your TISM level, dude, just
Yeah.
to see how... That's impressive. Anywho, moving on. This is crazy. I did not know this at all. What was America's first capital city?
Ooh. I don't know that off the top of my head.
It's close.
I'm going to go with Philadelphia.
No, closer.
Closer than Philly?
Dude, I know. I didn't know it either.
Harrisburg?
Closer-ish. Not near as large of a city.
Oh, man. What other... Like, not... Like, it's in Pennsylvania.
It's in Pennsylvania.
Is it Lancaster?
No.
Is it...
Lancaster was the capital of America, I think, for like 7 days.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, well...
That's crazy. Okay.
One more guess.
Reading?
Guess. No, dude, Reading's...
no idea.
The only capital that is of is the drug capital of the world, dude. No, York.
Really?
York, Pennsylvania was the first capital. I didn't know that. I literally had to look up like 4 different websites because I didn't
Pennsylvania
believe
or of the whole...
of the United States, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't believe it either. I looked up like 4 different sites because I
Dude,
was
I'm like kind of proud of York, man.
I know
Way to
York
do it.
has nothing. Like,
Right.
what does York have?
I don't know. They have
Don't they have a big fair?
probably.
I think they got a pretty big fair.
And they have deals in Dillsburg. That's right outside of York.
True. yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Moving on from that one. Also, this was crazy. This is more of an Italian question, but it pertains to America. On an average day, take all the Americans in America,
I'm
not the
listening.
world. So, like,
Yeah.
people abroad, they don't count.
That are still Americans.
Still Americans, but they're
they're-
abroad.
yeah.
If they're dual citizen, cut off.
Yep.
In all of America, how many acres of pizza do you think we consume each day? This is crazy.
Man.
This is crazy.
Each day.
Each day. Like if they're not stacked on top of each other, like if it was all
Right.
one big pizza.
Give me 500 acres a day.
No.
Am I close?
No. Price is Right rules, you would be out.
Oh, so it's under that?
Yeah.
I guess 500 is a lot.
That's a ton.
That is a
That's
lot.
like
All right, give me 100.
100 acres of pizza a day.
Wow.
Which I think 100 acres is roughly 1 square mile. I think.
Yeah, I'm actually not even sure what it actual. Okay, that's crazy though because I don't think it's actually.
Yeah, because
I
mean,
don't think it's 1 square mile.
yeah. I don't know.
You mean like?
So it'd be a mile.
No, I don't think it's that
I don't
far.
know.
But anyhow, we need a fact checker again.
Yeah, no way, no. There's no way that's accurate.
Okay, but I thought
Because
it'd be
the
over
plot
that.
here's like 176 acres,
Right, and you could run around it
and
and
it's
you wouldn't.
2.2 if you go all the way around.
Right.
Yeah, no, my math was off on that. Not even
So maybe if
close.
it was like 200 acres, it might be a square mile.
maybe half a square mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're close.
Yeah.
All right, but I was thinking, okay, pizza's probably the most popular food, right? That people eat.
You think pizza's the most popular food in America?
I don't know. Like, everybody eats like pizza once a week.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
and-
like, oh,
whoa, I
it's pizza
don't eat
night.
pizza.
Not everybody, but a lot of people are like, hey, it's pizza night. Or at school, they'll have like pizza Fridays.
Yeah, that's
know?
true. Because I was thinking maybe burgers, but okay, like even fast food, you have Burger King,
Right.
Wendy's,
That's true. There are a lot of fast food burgers.
McDonald's. What else is a burger? joint?
Hardee's.
Hardee's. I would say they're like.
Long John Silver.
Are they burgers? I thought they're
I don't think
donuts.
so. I
White
thought they're
Castle.
fish.
What?
Wait, no, what?
They might be. I don't know. So honestly, we don't know because pizza is because you got Papa John's, you got Little Caesars, you got.
I'm just saying,
Domino's,
okay,
you
outside
got-
of fast food, like pizza's number one, right? And then other than like there's Chinese, but I'd say pizza's bigger than Chinese.
Yeah, probably in like, not in China. You think they have pizza in China?
Okay, but I'm talking American.
Yeah, I know,
right
but then
now.
I just got sidetracked. Do you think they let them have pizza in China, or is that
Probably
like
there's
really,
pizza spots.
really,
I would assume
think
there'd be
they're
a
good?
couple.
or is it like is it all chain stuff, or do you think there's like some Chinese guy whipping up a mean dough, like his
don't know.
own little mom and pop
This might be
shop?
worth googling.
Yeah,
Let me
I would
give
say
this a Google.
look if communist China allows you to have Italian pizza.
Yeah, let me give this a Google, and you can move on to the next question.
Yeah, so that was about all my trivia, honestly.
Okay, I also have some July 4th trivia.
Ooh.
All right, let me see what Google says on if China has pizza. Yes.
No.
Pizza exists in China and is served in many pizza restaurant chains throughout the country, including Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Papa John's.
There's no Pizza Huts in business in America anymore, is there?
I think there still is. There's one in like Palmyra, which is close to where I live.
Yeah, but is Palmyra America, dude?
Let me fact check that real
Okay,
quick.
because like all the Pizza Huts I've known in this area have
Gone
shut
out.
down.
Right.
So that's why I was like curious if it is like a business that went under or
Right. Okay. Here's my trivia.
okay.
Can you name? I have 10 songs here. The 10 most July 4th songs. Can you name a couple?
I can name all 10.
Okay. Hit me with one.
Oh wait, you're not gonna play them, and I thought I was gonna like.
You're guessing what the
Oh.
most like, and obviously this list is relative
Okay,
to whoever thinks it
is a lot of it country?
There's maybe not actually many. No.
Okay, Lee
just a
Greenwald,
couple.
Proud to be American.
No, that doesn't make this list.
What?
That's dumb,
Dude,
Yeah.
that's literally okay. So then I would say Toby Keith. I put a boot in your American. What's that song? Go say put your name.
the courtesy of the red, white, and blue. That's
that
number
has to be on-
one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that has to be.
That's
on there.
number one. Yeah.
Okay. Gangman Style by the PYS or whatever his name is. No, obviously it's a joke. He's making
Okay,
fun
one
of
of them
America.
is the Star Spangled Banner, which
Obviously.
is kind of lame,
Yeah.
but it still counts. Think like more oldies, maybe like 60s,
Bruce Springsteen.
70s.
He's got to be on that list. Bruce,
Yeah, but what song?
not Born in America. Is it Born in America? No. Born in the USA. Dude.
Okay.
What?
So right now it's not loading. I literally lost all of it. I only see like the first 6, but he was
Born
on
in the
one of
USA.
list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, give me some.
All right,
hints.
let's go. Okay, we have the Beach Boys.
Yeah, what song do they have? Party in Rockin'.
No.
What do they got?
Surfing USA.
Surfing USA, of course. Okay, that makes
All
sense.
right,
That makes sense.
I'll give you. Okay, so there's also American Girl.
By Faith Hill.
She doesn't say. This is a terrible list. I am very
We're
unprepared.
so unprepared.
Okay. I apologize.
That's so awesome.
Yep.
Yep. No,
Some
solid,
old 70s.
solid segment.
Yep. There's also God Bless the USA.
Yeah, that's Lee Greenwald.
Okay.
I said
Really?
that, and you said that isn't on that list.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
yeah, dude.
See, it was just
That's a
wasn't loading.
great. What's that? 7?
I think so, yeah.
Man, that should be higher on that list.
and
That's
then
a great
there
song.
was Party in the USA was also
Miley
on there.
Cyrus.
Yeah.
That ain't even American.
Controversial.
Yeah, that's
Controversial, for
enough
sure.
to freaking get the guns out, dude. Anywho, just being unprepared.
Right.
Dude, so I realized something. So has this week been a growing week for me? Maybe. Has it been a growing week for you? Have you grown in anything?
This week. Like, when does the week start? Monday?
Oh, yeah, I guess it only is Tuesday.
I'll
no,
tell you.
like since last... Well, you weren't on last episode, but since
Right.
last episode.
I don't know. I think it was a tiring week.
Oh, dude,
This
yeah.
weekend we were with like some of us junior and senior high, or juniors and seniors from our youth group.
From high.
Yeah, from high. And we had like a weekend trip with them, and we did like boating
yeah?
and stuff.
That's cool.
So that's where I was last weekend, but oh my word, I was so sore and so tired. Sunday, I literally just
From boating?
from boating, and Joey didn't sleep great, and we were like late nights, early mornings. I literally could not function Sunday. I was so tired. So
I
was so tired. And that it was
Didn't know
like
you
I was
know.
running to delivering late at night, and so it was just like a survival week. I'd
How
say.
are the deliveries going? Are you going down to Philly?
Good. I went last night. Yep. Got back at 1:30.
You should have called. We need to
Should've
do a
I
trip
called?
again.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right.
If it's a
I'll
Sunday
call you
or
next
if it's
time.
a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah. But it was good, dude. Philly's still doing good.
Nice.
Still a terrible area that I delivered
Oh
to.
yeah, dude. Terrible for some, Wonderland for others.
Yes.
One man's trash is
Whatever
another
floats
man's
your boat.
treasure. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, well, so in the realm of trying to maybe do content creation, it's been like a growing, I guess this is content creation. Like realizing, so like obviously we don't prepare for anything. I don't think I've
Right.
ever prepared for anything in my life. Like I wrote my vows for my wedding the day of.
Right.
That might be a lie. Because I think I had to get them to the pastor before that. I think that's a lie.
Okay, but the day before they were
the day
due.
before they were due. I think the
Yeah.
day of when they were due.
Right.
But realizing, just like watching some videos and things of that nature, trying to get a little bit better. And like, dude, to get better, you got to prepare a little bit. And I'm going through this internal battle of like good and evil of like, do I prepare
Right.
and like polish a video up? Not even polish a video. Like obviously you can still have your segments where you like go on your tangents and everything, but just like coming into, and I'm going through this with work right now too. Like even just with gaining more responsibility, it's like, dude, like you need to be prepared to go into a situation, or else you'll fail to some level,
Right.
or you just won't perform to like the best level. And I've just been like, man, I don't want to prepare. Like I just be that rebel, dude.
Right.
That just, I don't know.
Just like give me bottom tier. Like I don't need to get to the next tier.
Yeah, like who cares if we get 4 views? If I don't have to prepare, dude, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So I've just been going through that a little bit this week. That's been an interesting little.
So you're just kind of like, counting the cost of
And my
it's
blessings,
worth-
dude.
Yeah,
One by
count your
one.
blessings.
Count my blessings, see what God has done.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just been weird. Like I don't really, like I don't know. I just don't know, and it's like I don't wanna. But at the same time, I do. Like I want to produce something that's like enjoyable to listen to, is a good way of telling story, which I think that just comes with time. But also just like putting a little bit where it's like at some point it looks very nice.
Right.
But other than that, not much.
Our looks are pretty sweet. Did you see our YouTube?
Our looks are freaking dope, dude. Look at these things. We are rocking the fabric of
Maybe we
the
should
50
stand up.
states.
Let's stand
Yeah,
up and give a little. I'm proud to be an American. For those that are just listening on podcasts, you probably want to hop on YouTube or
dude,
something
we got
to see
the
these
sickest
fits right now.
Dude, look at this. What if
Also, we need to tell the backstory. Of
Yeah,
these-
we'll
of
go
these
into the
suits.
story of how we went about these. Yeah, just give him a little turn, dude.
Yeah, flex those muscles. Go, Jeff.
I got this gnarly zit on my back shoulder.
Yeah, I see that. It's pretty nice.
It was pretty. I was self-conscious about it, to be honest, with this this romper on.
Right. I see you did a little cover up on there.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Let's just say, hang on, give me Mary Kay, coming clutch,
all
dude.
day.
Bop, bop, bop.
Yeah. I didn't even notice
Yeah,
it.
no,
Like, yeah.
Foundation, sealer. Did you ever put on makeup? Did you
I
ever-
have not actually.
Yeah, I bet you're not secure in your manhood. I just put on makeup last week, I think. Maybe 2 weeks ago.
On yourself or
On myself.
Nice. How'd it go?
That picture of the mustache I sent you?
Oh, that was makeup?
Yeah, that was just a eyeliner. I had a sick mustache. I can't grow a mustache to save my life, for the people that don't know. I have a hormone disorder.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's called I forget what the technical name is, like Notch-Demand syndrome or something like that. But so I painted it on, and I thought it looked good, and then everyone told me it was pretty noticeable. But I also put some eyeliner on.
Oh, how did that go?
Dude, oh my word. I would have dated me. Holy smokes, I was looking good.
Yeah, here's the thing about mascara. It looks like to apply looks so hard. Like
It's
I feel
so
like I had to
scary.
poke my eyes.
It's so
many
scary.
Times.
Yeah. No, and it's like you need to blink like 1,000 times just to get the things. And then it's like you got those little prongs of death looking at you.
Yeah.
And then, so the real kicker is, I guess my wife does this. I didn't, because that would have been
Right.
gay.
I believe
That
you.
would have been.
I believe
that would've
you.
Been gay. Makeup's fine. Eyeliner fine. The curling of the lashes. Did you ever see the instrument, dude? Used
Yep.
it. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I literally think Al Qaeda uses that in their torture methods.
Right. I feel like you just like
so
you
scary.
flinch. What if you sneeze while you're
It's so
pulling on them?
scary.
Like all
That's
your
the-
eyelashes gone.
This is something crazy now that we're on the topic. My wife will do her makeup in the car while I'm driving.
It's very impressive.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like the steadiness of a surgeon.
Right.
Like you're bouncing down the highway and they're like doing these micro adjustments. It's awesome.
Some of the ladies out there miss their calling, man.
Yeah, true. We do have an audience of like 10% of our audience is women.
So
So ladies,
Thanks
let us
for tuning
know
in.
on makeup. What do we want to know? Yeah, no, it's tough. I don't really know.
yeah, you don't really have to
Yeah, no,
respond.
you
don't
don't need
even
to-
put anything in the comments.
We don't need a restraining order.
Yeah.
Boy. What else, man? Not much.
Yeah,
Speaking
so-
of, oh, sorry, continue.
Speaking of July 4th, let's little just beat the dead horse of July 4th until it's all gone.
Yeah, what are we beating?
What are your least favorite things about being American?
Ooh. Gosh. No one has ever asked me that question before.
Right, because everyone's like, July 4th, what's the best thing
Yeah.
about being American?
I-
Freedom!
I didn't have
And
that
I love
on here.
the USA.
Least favorite thing about being
Kind of tough. I feel like you kind of, most people have pride for their own country that it's like,
oh yeah,
you
go
can't
into that a little
really-
bit.
I don't know, especially Americans. I feel like, I guess there's a lot of people now with the whole woke agenda, or you hear all the stuff where it's like they hate America, but for the most part, everyone really likes America and probably has that pride of like, we're the best country, we're the best at everything.
Yeah. Oh, which we are.
Double champs of the World War, back-to-back champs, and all this stuff.
Dude, and the third one's about coming out.
Yeah.
We've been warming up all freaking year. Honestly, this is gonna sound a little silly because I know that, but my least favorite thing about being American probably happened within the past 8 years, and it is the most respected man of our country, our leader, has been turned into a joke. And I feel like other countries...
They're not professional anymore.
No, I feel like other countries don't respect us anymore. And it's like, well, how can we respect ourselves? I know that's a little like...
Right.
Not arrogant, like a little grown-up-ish.
Yeah.
But I feel like, it's like... Oh, okay, because this is actually a thing that really pissed me off. I now am drawing the lines in my head. I used to work with a guy that was an immigrant.
Okay.
And he loved his home country.
And
kind of ripped on America a lot.
Okay.
But he was here.
Right, so why did he leave his home country if he loved his home country?
Working over here for a period of time so he could go back to his home country, and the exchange rate was insane, so the money he made over here made him live like a king where he was from.
Right.
And it's like, okay, you literally fart on our faces, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to use your... Like, he's like, Americans are so dumb. Like, everything about this, ripping, and it's like, okay, whatever. And a lot of the stuff was agreeable. It's like, yes...
Right, he has a point.
But at the same time, you're using our system to benefit you. You're literally living the American dream.
Right.
And that kind of annoyed me a little bit, I think. I was like, okay, like, you literally came to this country for a better life so you could prosper and then take the spoils of your war and go back to your home country and live like a king. Like,
right. So it's kind of like, he's has a bad taste, but yet...
He's using it.
Yeah, you still, I don't know.
Yeah, trying to think if there's any parallels in my life where it's like,
right, I'm
like that. I'm sure there is something I would rip on, but then try to benefit.
It's got to be
from
like you would go out and talk how weed is terrible, and then you'd go and smoke it anyhow. Yeah. Like, let's be real. If you'd be like, oh, America's so bad, everyone's so dumb, yet you go and you use America anyhow.
It's getting hot in here. I am sweating, dude.
Why? Just gonna start talking about weed? Do you have something to talk about, man?
Boy.
Are you okay?
Eyes are glazed over.
But you know what I'm saying? Or like, I don't know, you can use anything where
it just seems like this hypocrisy.
Yeah. So I agree with that.
Yeah, I would say my most hated thing about being, because I love America. Obviously, I think some of our freedoms are like starting to get put under consideration. I would say I don't think they're getting taken, put under consideration. I think some people are trying to work their magic to get their agenda pushed. Which, I mean, and honestly, here's my thing, and this is going to be a hot take. I don't even. The woke agenda is crazy. Let's put it out there. It's crazy.
Right.
Like, the stuff they're trying to pass is nuts. But at the same time, I don't have a huge problem with it if they truly believe it. Because, like, for me, it's like, if I truly believe one thing, I'm going to try my hardest to get it passed.
Right.
So, like, I don't mind. I think the part where I do mind is like, okay, I believe it, but now you have to believe it. I think that's what I'm like hung up on.
So like the pushiness, or
like the in your faceness.
Yeah.
But then also too, obviously, like with Christianity, like obviously if you're not Christian, why on earth would you live like a Christian? Like if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ,
right? Then
why would you? Like, we're like, oh well, these people are horrible. How could they be doing this? It's like, well, they don't have that standard, so why would they be living like us? Right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, isn't that like, it's like, now some comes down to moral and not like religion. Like, okay, morally, you're a good moral person. Like, I feel like everyone kind of has roughly the same compass on morals, where it's like, okay, killing is bad. Like, if you kill, it doesn't matter if you're Christian, atheist, Muslim, like 99% of people would say killing is bad.
It's easy to see that, yeah.
Yeah. But, and so sometimes I think morality, is that the word? And Christianity overlap, so people view moral people potentially as Christian or religious people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, okay, well, like, if I'm, say like I was gay,
right,
and it's like, why would I live like a Christian or a more like a religious person if I don't believe that?
Right.
So like with people, it's like, oh, I can't believe wokes are pushing their agenda, but it's like, really? Like,
right.
I can, because we're trying to push our agenda.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. You like stuff you believe in. I think, you can.
Yeah, you're always going to push on what you believe.
Right. It's true. And I think, sometimes Christians are guilty sometimes of, trying to, like, we know Jesus, we love Jesus, that's why we do the things we do. But I'm like, if you don't know Jesus and you're like, you can't just push.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus calls us to live higher, but you can't, like, just be like, hey, if you don't know Jesus, you still got to live the way we live.
Yeah, it's like, well, then,
it's like love comes first. Yeah. And then it
just seems kind of silly. So,
yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's like community, how do I say this? I think there's like community morality rules that is just like a healthy community should live by. And then there's also like morality. Like, obviously, like, don't murder, and like, obviously there shouldn't be stealing and all these stuff that you need for a community that I feel like is what government's for.
Yeah.
But there's also stuff where it's like morality stuff where it doesn't really affect people around you, and there should be freedoms to like, hey, you can live this way, even though my beliefs might not be right. Like, my beliefs might be different than your beliefs. Like, since I'm a Christian, I believe we should live this way, but also, like, I believe you should have the freedom to choose in that area.
Yeah, and
it's like, it doesn't affect me at all. Yeah, like, it's not like you're going and not like you're going and stealing from me, where I'm like, yo, you stole from me. That affects me. It affects the community around you. Like, you shouldn't have that freedom to go and steal whatever you want to. But also, if what you want to do on your own free time doesn't affect me. So,
and here's something too, which, like, I don't know if I'm right in this, to be honest. I don't really know. But so the same freedoms that allow us to practice Christianity, our religion, also are the same freedoms that protect, like, the woke with, like, doing their stuff too. And it's crazy because it's like, well, we have the freedom, but you can't do this. And it's like, yeah, but if they don't have their freedom, in reality, that would mean we also wouldn't have our freedom, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
I think that's just politics.
Yeah,
though.
maybe we're just like,
if you take a step back from like your bias and look at like Republican, Democrat, it's like, dude, some Republicans, obviously I feel like we both lean Republican, but like, dude, Republicans are just as
just as crooked.
Too. Yeah, they're just as crooked and just as like, I'm going to restrict Democrats' freedom. Everyone wants to restrict their freedom, but
get them out, everyone. Drain
so
the
it's just politics, and
that's interesting because, if you would take the freedom, like you almost need. I don't know if good and evil is the right word. Like, you almost need both. You don't need both sides, but, like, you can't. If you wouldn't have the freedom to do whatever. I don't know why I'm pinpointing gays just because it's on my mind, I guess. Yeah. But, like, if you don't have the freedom to that, then in hindsight, like, you wouldn't have the freedom to do what we do. So it's like, can we really. Now, more, like, obviously we have our beliefs, and it's like, hey, we can put out our beliefs, but at the same point, it's like we can't tell them to stop because then that same freedom would be telling us to stop, right?
All right, so let's ask the question. So, like, should it be a law that bans homosexual marriage? Like, should that, as a Christian, should that actually be a law, or is it okay? Should we fight for that law?
Oh gosh, dude, we're
like, let's just. This is very controversial.
Yeah,
I don't know if there is a black and white answer. Like, it is.
Dude, I don't know if there is either because, like, okay, so obviously our beliefs would say homosexuality is wrong.
Right.
But at the same time, if we would be forcing someone who would identify as homosexual, practice as homosexuality, to not be homosexual, why wouldn't they have the same jurisdiction to say we can't practice our religion and our Christianity? Right?
Yeah,
so in
I
turn,
kinda...
I don't know if we can make a law.
So, yeah, I'm like... Yeah, I don't know where I'm at with it. Because you have,
Dude,
like, on one hand, like, I feel like we can be very firm in what we believe. And very, like, this is... Like, I really believe this is wrong. I really believe the Lord designed it. It's against the Lord designs. But at the same time, like, if it's not affecting anyone but you, like, maybe it's okay to, like, have it, you know, not have that law.
Okay, so here would be... Maybe I'll play devil's advocate. I don't really know. This is just a thought that popped into my mind when we were talking about this. So we're trying to... I think what we're trying to do here, and correct me if I'm wrong, is determine the difference between morality and law. Or like morality and government, maybe.
Right, governing law, I guess.
Yeah, governing law. But and so with what our point would be is, as long as it's affecting no one in a negative way, we can't really make a law about it.
Right.
But I guess someone could always argue whatever you're doing, no matter how small it is affecting someone in a negative way. And this is my example for that. Drinking.
Right.
Like, drinking isn't necessarily wrong, and if you're drinking in a controlled setting, like, even if you get blackout drunk, you're not really affecting the people around you until you get in a car and drive and kill someone.
Right.
And then it's like, so then we have, hey, drinking while driving's not permitted.
Right. So
does that make any sense?
Yeah,
Am
it's all a fuzzy line of how much... It's kind of like, how big do you think the government should be and how small do you think the government should be?
Yeah.
Because, like, if you have a small government and, like, there might be a little bit more chaos. You might have a little bit more drunk drivers. You might have a little bit more this.
You might have
like, I think
a little bit of Monica.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like, I think it all comes down to how much power should government have.
Yeah.
And how much should they set the standard of morality and how much should it just be set by our own personal beliefs rather than what the government says.
Yeah, but then you almost have like a self-governing body of people where if there is no law per se, like I feel like that gets hairy. That's like Vancouver.
Right, or like the Wild West back in the day.
Where everyone's just shooting up each other, having... I mean,
I don't know.
But there was something where it's like, even in the Wild West, I don't know why I just thought of this. I don't even know if this is true. Like, you could just walk and put a flag in the ground, and it was like yours.
Right, I feel like that's kind of how it was. And you would just...
Because it wasn't, like, developed or anything. You're just like, hey, I'm going to settle down here.
And then you kind of fight for your property.
Yeah.
And people are probably going to infringe on your right. And
then you just shoot them.
Kind of.
Bury them out back. Or
like,
just
that's probably how it was.
Yeah, so it's like, do we... Interesting. Do we go back to that?
Obviously, it's an exaggeration.
Yeah,
but
for
it's
sure.
Still a little bit like that.
Yeah. Is that the right... Okay, because my thing, too, is like, that's what America was founded on. Like, we left the British because of a tyrannical government.
Yeah.
And now I feel like we're almost kind of getting back to that point where it's like taxes are crazy and everything, and it's like government's trying to control you, yada, yada, yada. They're taking our freedoms. And it's like, isn't that what we left? And now we're kind of getting into it again? Like, are we going to have another Revolutionary War?
Wow.
248 years later?
Dude, we better be careful. We're going to get canceled, man. We're going to be anti-government. We're going to be labeled.
Yeah, we are.
It's so
but
funny.
Look at this.
America, baby.
America.
No, it's so true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just asking the questions. I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm just asking the questions because I do believe, as a society, if you're not willing to ask the questions and not offend people in like you're a racist piece of garbage, yada yada.
Offending them just to offend them.
Yeah, not that, but like, hey, this is my point of view. What's your point of view?
Right.
I feel like if you can't do that, then as a nation, we're not in a good place.
Right.
I don't know though.
It's true. When you can't entertain a viewpoint that differs from yours.
Yeah.
Then it's not.
Yeah, like now we're in this like big cancel culture.
Right.
Where it's like, if you say anything that I don't like.
If you disagree with me.
Dude, I'm going to defriend you and then get all my buddies to defriend you. And then whatever.
And then you're going to have no friends on Facebook.
I don't know. Yeah, interesting, man. I'm like,
wow, this is a rabbit trail, but I like it.
This is a rabbit trail, but it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
You know, a little more serious mood. And our outfits are super profesh.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I said profesh the other day, and I kind of liked it. It was kind of funny. Profesh.
It hits.
But, yeah, no, that's super interesting. I'm just wondering, like, like, are we on to something here? Like, would other people agree with us?
In what way? For what points? Like that?
So, okay, so I have two camps again.
Yep.
That I'm like dealing with in my brain right now. And one camp would be the conservative background I grew up in, which I think is a very good background. But also to like, what are you, like the red flag, like, dude, what are you doing? What you're saying is kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like that we shouldn't be pushing for like our beliefs.
Government shouldn't control morality, kind of.
Yeah, I guess. But then it also says like separation of church and state.
Right.
And obviously I'm using that out of context, but I don't really know what that means. Like yeah, man. I don't know.
These are great questions.
Dude, I'm really reeling from this. Okay, because here is a crazy thing. If we're getting... You know what? Let's just dedicate this episode right now to politicalness so we can get it out of our systems.
All right, let's do it.
Remember when Black Lives Matter was huge and everyone was posting their black squares to their Instagram and they thought they were Malcolm X? It's like, okay, like whatever. But in that time and like all the George Foreman? No.
Floyd.
George Foreman was a boxer.
George Foreman grills.
Yeah. George Floyd, and like then you had the who was the rich dude? Not Spiros. That like funded Antifa. Who was the dude that like funded Antifa? The radical whatever. Anyways,
yeah, I can't even.
Who cares? We don't care. On that topic, you had like all the rioting, okay?
Right.
And like we're going to call them the blacks. The blacks like just flipping cars and whatever. You heard all this terrible stuff in the news about it. And every conservative was in an uproar.
Right.
Like, dude, these people are insane, yada, yada, yada. And I agreed. And then I tried to take a step back, and it's like, okay, so like they saw an injustice, whether it was justified or not. Yeah. They saw an injustice, so what they did was just destroy goods to combat the injustice.
Right.
Isn't that the Boston Tea Party?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that what we like? That was the founding thing to start off the Revolutionary War. And it's like, isn't it kind of the same concept?
That's true. I never heard it. I never thought of it linked back
and
to
like,
literally how
we would have praised the people in the Boston, or at least in school, we would have grown up like teaching that like, hey, this was a good thing to get out of.
Founding fathers, almost
tyrannical rule from Great Britain. Like, and it's like, okay, yes, no, I don't agree with what they did for the Black Lives Matter and everything.
Right, and obviously but I think the cause was just.
Yeah, but I think I was indoctrinated where it's like, oh, I 100% believed the Boston Tea Party was a great thing.
Right.
But then when I actually took a step back and it's like, oh, I think they may align a little bit more than I thought they did.
Right.
And like, you can go into a plethora of things with the George Floyd where it's like the cop's interview and if he was actually breathing or not and all that. Like, I'm not trying to get into that because I think that is above our pay grade. And
Oh yeah,
we're not as like I'm not going to sit here.
If I'm being honest, I don't know how to sort through the fake news and the actual real stuff. I'm not going to sit here
in my American flag romper and act like I did enough research to know politics. Like I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying at face value, like those two kind of overlap.
Yeah, I can see it. That's a good point.
I don't know. It just like made me think. It's like, okay, like
why do we get so up in arms over anarchy when our country was kind of founded on
and
anarchy?
Like so my thing too is like I think it is okay. Like honestly, I think it is okay to get up in arms. Like it's like to have that emotion. Like, dude, what is this? Could have Great Britain felt the exact same way that we feel with the whole Antifa thing? Because they were destroying their goods, and it's like, are we now like Great Britain? Like, I don't know.
Right. So let's dissect this a little bit.
Yeah, hit me with what you got.
Great Britain, obviously, the tea was a huge thing. Mm-hmm. So like it was bringing in a lot of money.
Yep.
And they threw it in they destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So was that actually owned by Britain or was that owned by British people? And where I'm going with this is because in the BLM stuff, they were like vandalizing stores that weren't like I wasn't say it was like state stores or anything or federal stores. It was just random people's stores. And so that's why I was kind of made it worse in like conservative minds because it was personal and wasn't like, what is this doing? This isn't actually against the federal government. It's literally just hurting your neighbor.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And so I'm like, I wonder if the Boston Tea Party was actually owned by British people and not actually the British government.
Okay, so like what you're saying is like maybe an entrepreneur of the time bought that tea.
Yeah, and so maybe they were like, dude, this isn't even the British government. It's literally just some random dude's tea.
Yeah, I think it was the more, if I'm correct, like the taxes still would have went to the king. And I think that's what they were.
That's good.
Yeah.
Way to check the facts.
Right?
Check the facts.
The taxes
I like it.
would have went because that's why it was like the tea tax. So maybe we should just start burning down gas stations.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, some arsony.
And like liquor stores, because aren't liquor stores have like crazy taxes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, now that you said
also
that,
think about that fire liquor store.
I literally was thinking of that. Dude, that'd be incredible.
Nuts.
All that flammable liquid. But if it's under a certain percent, I don't think it actually. But it would have to go up if the flame's hot enough, right?
I feel like most everything would go up.
Yeah,
right?
dude, it would have to.
I haven't really tested it, but
you can light my insides on fire right now. Yeah, dude. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. This is crazy. 4th of July, our episode. I have a single mortar just sitting in my garage somewhere.
Ooh.
I don't have a mortar tube.
So we're just going to start lighting stuff until we find the mortar?
Yep.
Oh, I was just your car.
So I was like, dude, we could just light that sucker and chuck it and see how cool that would be. But then I was thinking, they're propelled after you light them. So if we would throw it and it would come back at us.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty scary. So then I kind of flagged that out. But I'm just wondering, should we let our intrusive thoughts just take over on that and just do it anyways? Like that's
just hope for the best.
Yeah, because
maybe, like I don't know, there's a lot of houses around here too.
There is, but there's also not enough that it's like, oh, something major will happen. Like it's right on that gray area of government.
It's like, not like something for sure will happen, but there's like I would say what? If we threw it in your yard, I'd say
we'd have
15.
to throw it out back.
Okay, out back I'm giving it like a 5% chance.
I would go higher than that, but I'm still scared. Yeah, but I'm not like it could go up to the farm. Like
it would travel that far?
I think they go like 200 feet in the air.
Oh wow.
I think. Right? It's the big mortars that go up in the sky. But yeah, that was interesting. I was going to say something. What did we say before? Fireworks.
Politics, liquor store, lighting on fire. We're actually not going to do that. Okay, we're not going to light a liquor store on fire.
Yeah, not tonight.
If something randomly comes up on your
it's crazy.
News, definitely wasn't two guys in American flag rompers.
Honestly, this romper
Total
was
coincidence.
a little bit more snug than it was in years past.
Yeah.
Just getting
I like ripped here on the armpits here. You see that?
Yeah,
I don't know what that's about.
on this side too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe we should have never cut the sleeves off these things.
I know.
Oh well.
I did think about this though. Yeah.
Okay,
Are
go ahead.
you gonna forget what you're gonna say?
Nope.
Okay, then I'll say mine. I do want to continue as we get older to do dumb stuff like this because I think it's funny.
Right.
And I don't really care what other people think. I just think it personally brings me a lot of joy, and that makes me happy. And I want to keep doing it.
Following your intrusive thoughts is like your love language. Like when I do intrusive stuff to you, when I follow my intrusive thoughts,
it's so great.
I feel like you're like,
that might
this is
be
the best
true.
thing ever.
Dude, holy you might
So if I'd be drinking a milkshake and in the middle of the store I would just dump it on you,
freaking hilarious.
you would probably feel so loved.
Yeah, it's so funny. And that's my thing. So there's a couple of times where, like, obviously, if you know my wife, she's not near as crazy as
stupid.
Yeah. Correct. In regards to me, but there is certain times she'll do things that are just like so out of pocket.
Right.
And it's like, that was incredible. That was so funny. Like, I love that. Maybe that's true. Maybe like intrusive thoughts. Not that it's my love, but I love them.
But you do love them.
Oh, it's so fun. Like if you just let them roll a couple times, it's incredible. Oh, dude, I'm getting so sweaty.
Yeah.
We need AC in this room.
We should give them the backstory of these rompers.
Yeah. Okay, so backstory of these. How did this even start? It was a 4th. No, it wasn't even a 4th.
I don't even think it was a 4th. But it was summer.
It was summer.
So we went to Target.
Yes, we rode your motorcycle together.
Right.
To Target.
And so we rode in normal clothes to Target.
Yeah, so this was... Dude, okay, me and Anna weren't even dating.
We were probably 19, 20.
No, I would have been dating. 18.
18?
I started dating at, right when I turned 19. So it would have been the summer of 18.
Okay.
Because I started dating in September.
Yep.
So the summer I was 18, which would have been 8 years ago already. Holy.
Sheesh.
Anywho, I don't even know why we went to Target. We weren't looking for these. I think they were looking for us.
I think so.
We go to Target. We see my now wife there. Remember that?
During the time we bought these?
Yeah. Because
No way.
She was in the clothing aisle looking at female clothes. We weren't. We were looking at male clothes.
Were we by ourselves or were we with other people?
Were we with Linz?
I feel like we might have been. Yeah.
She was there, but was she with us? Anywho, it doesn't matter.
We don't remember.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know why we went to buy these things, but we just saw them. And
no, we
instantly,
were just walking in Target, and then we saw these, and then the intrusive thoughts kicked in on like, dude, could you imagine two dudes riding a motorcycle together in these American flag rompers, and it's not even close to July 4th.
I think I still have. I should put up the picture of us on the back of that cycle on YouTube
should.
for the people.
That
We'll do
was
that.
such a
We'll
good
throw it
picture.
up. It was incredible. Just such a feel of ecstasy, just absolute euphoria. Two grown men, both over 6 foot.
Just riding a motorcycle with sunglasses.
Oh, it was
in
incredible.
the middle of the night.
In the middle
was great.
of the night.
Yeah, we should link that
my
pic.
dreams. Yeah, we will. That'll be hilarious. I don't know, but I love this thing. I look forward to breaking it out every year. It's so fun.
And so I guess we should say probably for 5 years we wore it like every July 4th. Yeah. We at least had like 4 parties where we wore it
so good
around July 4th.
Oh my word. While we were wearing these, I posted a picture to Instagram. And this was like, I was a nobody on Instagram. I'm still a nobody on Instagram. But I think I had like 120 followers, and they were all just like my conservative buddies. And I posted this picture of us.
Yeah.
And a Marine and also an actor from Transformers, the first Transformers, commented on our photo.
Wow.
And was like, nice fit, dude. And my ego blew up.
So wait, was it actually an actor from Transformers?
Yeah,
or
I
is
looked
it
him
just
up.
Really?
I looked him up, and he was he was a Marine that they hired in as an actor. He wasn't a main actor.
Wow.
He was just like one of the Marines in the background. And that was literally the
sick.
pinnacle of my freaking life. It was awesome.
What?
Yeah, so after that, I enlisted. And, served 4 tours. And, dude, imagine.
That's not true, man. Don't disrespect America
not
like
at all
that, man.
true. Not
on the 4th.
But, yeah, man, I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why, okay, speaking of intrusive thoughts, we're going to go there a little bit. There is some things where I've always wanted to do. And now with the podcast, it's like, can we do them on here? So like, one, I would love, if anyone out there is a doctor or like in science,
You would love to get rid of a kidney.
Yeah, I would love to.
I would just love to just lose
I'd
a kidney.
love to just freaking lose a freaking. I don't know. Anywho.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to derail you.
I wanted the intrusive thoughts to take over there, but I reined myself back in so people wouldn't get offended. Freaking Karen. No, I'd love to get
Karen.
Yeah, Karen.
Wherever you are.
I'd love to be hooked up to a machine that makes you feel labor pains.
And
I think what comes down to it, and we're not going to get heat because no one listens. I think in my psychology or in my brain,
right,
like, I view myself as just tougher, which is true, but like I'm tougher than a woman. Like they're making a big deal out of it. And it's like I could take it.
So it's like a pride thing.
Yeah,
for
I
you.
think so.
Yeah, it's like a pride. You're like, you just want to know.
Yeah, I want to know if I can take it.
Yeah.
And like I would be totally fine to be proved wrong and be like, holy smokes. But I need to know.
Yeah.
Like another thing is like, I know we talked about this before, like pepper spray, taser. Like, can I withstand that?
Right. So you're saying you want to be like pepper sprayed middle of the show?
Yeah, just intrusive thought.
Yeah. If we get 5,000 likes,
yeah,
I'm just
dude.
kidding.
On our
no
1
way.
year, if we have 5,000 subscribers at one point, I'll get pepper sprayed.
Oh,
on show.
I would too if we had.
It would be
5,000.
so fun. Not that it would be fun, but like I just need to know if I can handle it.
Right.
And like the most extreme one is like a gunshot wound. Like not that I want you to shoot me.
I'll just shoot you,
Yeah,
man.
just get the pistol and freaking on fourth.
All you gotta do is ask.
Oh, ask and ye shall receive, dog.
That's terrible.
But it's like I would like I'm
just a flesh wound.
Yeah,
just a
I've
little
always
like
been so
shoulder.
curious if I could, like if it would graze me. Like
Right.
if I would like obviously you could survive, but it's like how would I react? And there's so many things in life where it's like, could I withstand? Could I hold up
Right.
to the pressure? And I think a big thing, like when we did that fast, if I'm only doing like a 3-day fast or something, I'm not really into it. But if someone would come to me and be like, dude, we're going to do a 12-day fast. Then I'd be like I'm so weird. I don't think I'm so weird, but like I'm an extreme or nothing person.
Right.
Where it's like, no, like if I know I can do that,
Yeah.
why would I do that? Like I know the one time like I never rode bike. Like I rode bike casually around here, but
Yeah.
like never a long distance. And then one day I just decided I was like, okay, I'm going to ride down to my wife's work. And it was like 20 some miles away, which isn't a long bike ride for some, but like for me it's like I've never done this. Like
Yeah, that'd be a long bike ride for me.
yeah, so that was like, okay, like let's do this. Like let's see if we can push ourselves. But if it's only like a mediocre thing, like I'm just not interested.
Or it's like something you've done before.
Yeah,
Or
like something where it's like semi, like, I don't know.
right.
And it's either like I'm fully in or I'm fully out. And I think that's also too why I like the intrusive thoughts, because it's like, oh, you're committing to throwing this milkshake at this Jessica girl.
So is it like the adrenaline rush?
I don't know. I think it's more just like, can I handle this?
Yeah.
Like I think in life a lot, I need to prove to myself that I can do something. Because I don't think I've actually done like all that much in life that's like super hard. And that's why I think I did like a lot of things like
Right.
oh, can I get married?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's not it. But Yeah, I don't know. Like, just a lot of stuff. It's like, okay, like, can I do this? And then you try it and you're like, okay, yeah, I can. Or like, oh, shoot, that was way harder. I just love stuff like that. So that's why, like, yeah, I've always wanted to be pepper sprayed. But I hear pepper spray is like 10-fold worse than getting tased because it just doesn't go away.
Like, I have no idea what I'm talking about here, but I feel like a taser would be like it would hurt for a while and then you're good.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as it would end, you have, I don't know, a couple minutes of like, and then you're like,
which I have an acquaintance that's training to be a state cop.
Yeah.
So he had to get pepper sprayed and tased.
What'd he say?
And he said tasing is infinitely better because it hurts really bad in the moment.
Yeah.
But then it subsides. He said with pepper spray, he's like, it burns, you start crying, then it gets into your mouth. And he says it's just on fire everywhere. Then when you go to take a shower, it reactivates. And he said it's miserable for like 24 hours.
24.
So, but I still just want to try, you know?
Okay, 24 sounds like a lot.
Yeah, no, he said like it was like you're crying just for hours.
Sheesh.
Dude, I don't know. It would be so fun though.
Yeah.
Not that it would be fun, but I think that's just dudes. I just think that's...
Maybe we'll have to start with getting tasered.
Yeah.
Pepper spray,
Dude,
that's a commitment.
You hate getting freaking shocked.
Oh my word. I don't... I've gotten shocked so many times, like at work when I'm doing something, I don't mind it. Like, I don't really mind like working on something live. I mean, I don't know, but it's like the fact of purposely touching something I know I'm going to get shocked. It just really does it for me. Like, if I'm like, I can avoid it, I'm fine. But if it's just like the suspense, just gets me.
Oh, yeah, dude. But I think that's just guys, because like even with eating hot wings, it's like, oh, are you gonna do it? No, I'm not gonna. Are you gonna do it? No.
Right. We don't even like the flavor. Yeah. We just like to get.
Yeah.
See if we can do it.
But I feel like men bond over pain. Like there's something stupid within us where it's like even all the dumb games we played. Like, do you remember ball taps in freaking middle school?
Oh my word, those are the worst. Thankfully, we never got into that.
I 100% got into that.
Well,
no,
I mean,
not
like,
us
not
us. Yeah, but at school, dude, you would backflip that freaking sack and just get it.
So is that just toxic masculinity, or is that like just boys being boys?
Yeah, 100% boys being boys, dude. But like even that, like dead arms, like anything where you can inflict pain. Or like Chinese hot hand, bloody knuckles. There's so many games where it's like guys are just hurting other dudes.
Yeah.
Because you kind of want to see if you can take it. Mm-hmm. And that's something too, like you would always, okay, this might be a little embarrassing. I don't really know. So we did something with Cody the one time where we all, like I saw that chick that drank the 7-Up.
Oh, yep,
and like burped like crazy. It was hilarious. So I was like, dude, we should do this.
Right.
And again, two camps in my brain. Which one was like, no, I'm not going to burp. Like, I'm going to be the freaking man that does it.
Oh, yeah.
But then at the same time, you miss out on the experience if you don't.
Right.
So then I was kind of like, man, I wish I burped and like threw up. Like, I know it's crazy to say, but it's like, you want that,
right.
Like anytime there's a group of guys that get together and one guy is picked out and gets like no one wants to really do it because it could hurt. Mm-hmm. One guy gets picked out. Every other dude standing in that circle after the fact happens is kind of jealous that they didn't get picked. If he got like hurt, or not in a major way, but like, oh man, I wish I would have like you kind of want it. Like you kind of want that, like, I don't know what that is. Right? Am I crazy there?
No, I think you're
I'm onto something.
Yeah, I'm just pondering that a little bit.
Like, why is that? Like, why? I think because men just like need to know. Like, we just need to know. Like, okay.
I think some of it might be, I mean, that's like a lot of that's just teenagers too. Like, you're just like, you're figuring yourself out. You're trying to like, you're testing each other.
But it's not female teenagers.
Yeah, but females probably just do it in a different way.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the pain aspect.
Okay. I think it's just still like you're figuring yourself out, and you're like, it's kind of like the whole alpha something. Like you're seeing who's like who's
you're
top
seeing
dog,
who's in the I would
and you're
agree
like
with that.
testing each other out, and you're kind of like.
But I don't think that goes away. I don't think that goes away as you get older. I think it just changes. To see there's more like politically acceptable ways to figure out what guys
I could
alpha.
see it. I say some people grow out of it, but
yeah.
But I think some like
feminine men grow out of it.
No, or just mature men.
Nah, mature men are feminine men, dude. Like,
I don't know about that. Fact check that.
Yeah, we were gonna.
Are mature men feminine men?
Do mature men have low T? Yeah, I don't know, dude. And maybe I'm just not mature yet, because I would still like. If there was a bunch of guys standing around to say touch an electric fence, I'd be touching that fence. I wouldn't want to, but if I would leave there not touching the fence, I'd be like, oh, I wish I knew how that felt. Like, I wish I knew that I could withstand that.
Yeah, but I feel like, because I'd be kind of the same way, but I feel like that doesn't come out of like, I got to prove myself, but it's just like, oh man, I don't have that experience now. Yeah. I feel like it's just more the adrenaline side of like.
Is it an experience thing?
I think it can be both. I think you can kind of tell some people where it's like they don't want to do it and they do it because like, look at me, or it's like out of insecurity. But I think some of us just like the curiosity in us.
Yeah, I would say that's more.
Or the adrenaline part just kind of takes over, and you're like, dude, I can't believe
you gotta know.
Didn't touch that.
You gotta freaking know. Yeah, that's.
I don't know. So many questions.
Is there anything like that you need to know before you die, or like that you'd really want to know?
So like bucket list stuff, or what do you mean? No.
Like some sort of pain inflicted upon yourself that like. So like my thing, I've never been in a legitimate fist fight in my entire life. Like I'm gonna probably die not knowing how I would fare in a fist fight.
Yeah.
And to some level that bothers me. Like I want to know, could I withstand someone just punching me as hard as they can right in my freaking kisser?
So the curiosity, you're just
I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Like it's like, could I withstand that?
I can show you right now.
Yeah, dude, you drop me right.
And that concludes our episode, folks. Jeff?
I'm just blacked out on the floor, snoring.
Yeah, I don't know if there is many things that I'm like. There's so many things where I'm like, I'm curious about. But I don't know if there's stuff where I'm like, I get to my end of life and like, man, I wish I knew what that felt like.
Which it sounds silly.
It doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
I think as it does you.
Yeah.
But
man, I just.
What are some other things that you're like, I need to know what this feels like?
A lot of pain stuff, or just like uncomfortable. That's why I did the ice bath.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this sucks. Can I do it? So now like me and my brother started this thing where we go rucking in the woods. So we'll like put on, so I have a 40-pound weighted vest, and then that frickin' moron grabbed 20-pound dumbbells as well.
Oh my goodness.
And so I did our first one without dumbbells.
Right.
And then I was like, you sucker. So like I had to grab the 25s because we don't have 220s. And then, dude, I was dying. But like stuff like that where it's just like, can we push ourselves to like a limit where I don't know yet?
Right.
And I think that's just, but I also think, okay, let's take it up a notch to a level up here. That's human innovation, dude. Like that's just humans like, hey, we've never been to the moon before.
Yeah.
Can we take it up? Can we go to the moon? Can I conquer Bangladesh? Like that's can we put a man on the moon? Can we make solar? Can we make that fuels
indoor
like, I feel
plumbing?
Like, yeah, but so true.
It is true.
Like I feel like that fuels like that
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know it's like a funny thing and we laughed about it for a while, but like then when you actually think about it, it's like, dude, that's fueled everything.
Right.
Human competition. Like look at all the sporting events. Look at the Olympics. Like everything in the world is fueled by competition. Whoa.
Wow.
Dude, we are breaking down some walls tonight. Oh my word. These things
This will make you think, man. Yeah. We're getting deep.
Oh, dude, so deep. But right?
All right, so let's go back to this competition thing. So what is an unhealthy competition and what is a healthy competition? Because there are both. Like, some people are so competitive and it's good because they get people involved. Like think of a boss that's competitive and be like, yo, we're going to have this competition on who can, I don't know, let's say for your plumbing company, who can like lay the most pipe in an hour. And it's like fun and everyone gets involved. But then there's also like this weird competition part where it's like, I'm going to do better than you. Yeah. And so like what's the difference? Where's the line?
Okay, so you originally starting asking the question, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, what's healthy and unhealthy?
In competition. So I think there is a healthy competition and then there's an unhealthy competition. And let's say in like community, workplace.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like a sporting event. I'm talking about in real life. Would you say
there's a right and wrong though? Like there's healthy, but is it wrong? Like there's an unhealthy competition, but is it wrong?
Wrong being morally wrong?
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs, founder of Apple.
Yep.
Watch a documentary on him and he was like a pain in the freaking tuchus to work for. Like just so obsessed, so like I would say unhealthy competition. But then you look over the years of what he did. So like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is for one person's life, it was very unhealthy. He might have destroyed that person. Maybe, and I'm not saying this is true.
You're saying one of his workers.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is true at all. I'm just saying this as a hypothetical. Say that person goes home and kills themselves. Like, that would be the most horrific thing. But then you zoom out as a society, and it's like, what he did fueled the technology revolution.
Right.
So then is it a perspective of healthy and unhealthy, or is it a perspective of how it affects over time? Right? Like, obviously, I don't know if anyone killed themselves. Like, that was the most extreme example.
But hypothetically, he hurt people.
Yes, he
in a
hurt
competitive
people
way
to get ahead and to fuel something because he was so obsessed. But now look how it has affected everyone's life for the better.
Right.
Ooh. Maybe the better question to ask is it okay to do morally wrong things in the here and now to benefit long-term society?
So give an example.
So like, you know, the situation like you're doing the wrong thing for the right reason.
Right.
So like, say you would be negatively impacting a person or a person's life for the betterment of society. So pretty much the most extreme example I can think of is you need to kill one person so a nuke doesn't go off and kill 20,000.
Gotcha.
Like, if you're just zoomed in on that one event, you killing that person is horrific, and that's the worst thing you can do.
Right.
But if you zoom out, you're saving. I don't know. Maybe that's getting a little sidetracked.
That is a very big can of worms.
Yeah. How do we get from there? From
I don't know.
Competition to there. Let's go back to competition. We'll save that for a little later. I'll stew on that while we talk.
Yeah.
Unhealthy competition.
So here's my thing with Steve Jobs. So
yeah,
I think a lot of good businesses probably have some of both. They probably have some unhealthy and some healthy. So like, I'm guessing he probably had some healthy, or else like if it was all unhealthy competition, he would probably lose all his workers. I'm assuming, but I'm assuming there was probably some healthy stuff there too. Whereas like, yeah, maybe he ruined people's lives, but then also some other people he probably really benefited from the level of competition and drive and vision and excellence. And so I'm like, I don't know if you can write it. I don't know if it's like either or, like it's probably both sometimes in a lot of areas.
But do you think those other people might have also just been like, and now I haven't done enough research on him to say this for certain, But if you are a high functioning person, like in society, like you almost have to be a little bit of a narcissist, correct? Like you need to be so full of yourself to be like, no matter what goes wrong, like I'm right. Like I can figure this out. Right?
I don't know about that. I think I don't know if it's a narcissist, but I think you got to be so like confident that no matter what happens, driven. we can go through it.
Like nothing will stand in my way.
But narcissists is everything's about themselves and the benefit of themselves.
Yeah, but could you turn narcissistic into everything's the benefit of what I'm making? Like, would that be considered a narcissist? So, like, with him, it's like, I'm making this product. This product is the end-all, be-all. Would that be narcissistic? Because it's like an extension of him. I don't know. Anywho, what was I gonna say?
That's deep, though.
What'd you say? Before I tangented.
I think I was just saying how it's either like it's probably both. Yeah, there's probably someone healthy and healthy.
So there's a saying that goes, obsession will always beat out talent. Mm-hmm. Someone that is obsessed with something will always beat someone that's just talented. Because when you're obsessed, you will clock way more hours, no matter if they have natural talent or not. You're going to stay up 24/7 and like figure this out.
Right.
And I think obsession also attracts more obsession. So like with Steve Jobs, yes, he probably ruined some people's lives or like made their lives very hard.
Right.
But to other obsessed people, he probably even, like to a just talented person, he would have ruined their lives because he probably said some horrible stuff to them, but they were also so obsessed that like, so I take it to like, my one sister was in like high-end culinary arts.
Yep.
Like 5 Michelin 3-star restaurants. And that workplace is so toxic. There's a movie called Burn with Bradley Cooper.
Yep.
And she said that is probably one of the most accurate movies you can get.
That's wild.
To what actually happens. And with there, it's like, it's not like head chefs are cursing, screaming at all the other chefs.
Wow.
But they're just that obsessed with like their craft.
Yeah.
That they continue to like perfect it. But I would not say that environment is healthy. I would say, dependent on the people, that environment can be very effective.
Yep.
Because it's like they're performing at such an impeccable level that you need to be a little twisted to perform up there.
Right. Or just you just need to be obsessed with the result.
So that's been okay. Now let's zoom back out, get a little less unserious. In my life, I've been thinking about obsession and talent for a long time for whatever reason. And it's like, I don't know if I'm obsessed about like anything. Like there's not one thing in life, and that's kind of bad to say, especially.
But I would say you kind of like, I would say you can get obsessed over something a very small amount of time.
Yeah, for a very small amount of time, but I don't think that matters. Because at the end of it, like it didn't amount to anything.
Gotcha.
I don't know. So I get hyper focused for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'm done.
And then your next thing.
Yeah, then next thing. But it's like, what am I like? Is there anything in my life that I'm just like obsessed about? And I don't know. I don't know if there is. I don't know if we need to be. I don't know if it's something where it's like, oh, this needs to happen. I
don't think you do need to be. Like, I think it is okay just to be, like, to keep moving through stuff and to have change.
So now I'm going to break out the Bible breaker.
The Bible breaker?
Yeah. I don't know. Just 2 B's.
I mean, it's a great title.
Sounds nasty.
Yeah. Our whole audience is on the edge of their seat.
Dude.
The Bible breaker.
I'm not obsessed about anything, and I claim to be a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Should I be obsessed over that?
Over Christianity?
Over, yes. Like, at the pinnacle of our belief as a Christian, you believe that that is the most important decision in your life, and everything within your life should reflect that. So, by definition, should you not be obsessed with that?
So I think that's an interesting. Here's my take.
Yeah,
interesting take.
Because I honestly don't know.
So with Christianity, I think our first thought of being obsessed with Christianity would probably be like be obsessed with church life or like Bible reading or all these stuff that we just relate with religion. But in reality, like Christianity is like we're still doing life. And so like, yeah, we're living life with Jesus and we're doing it for him. But it's like me working my job and doing the best I can for the Lord is still like being a great Christian and loving Jesus. And so like so like I don't need to be obsessed. Like I can still be obsessed, let's say with my job because it's what I'm called to. Or I can be obsessed with these things because it's what I'm called to. So it doesn't have to, and like I can be doing it for the right reasons and for the Lord. And so in a secondhand way, I'm still obsessed with Christianity, but I'm not obsessed with, I don't know, the religious things we do.
Yeah.
And so therefore, if you're not obsessed about anything, you can still be like you do hyper focus on stuff. So like in those moments, you can still be doing it for Christianity, but not necessarily like in a secondhand way.
Yeah. So I guess my only rebuttal to that, and I'm really curious, because you've said something in there a couple times, and I use the exact same lingo, but then when I personally, and I can't speak for anyone else on this topic, I can only speak for myself. So you're like, when I'm working my job for the Lord,
right?
Then I self-examine myself, and it's like, how many times am I actually working for Jesus Christ, though? Like in my personal job, a lot of the days I'm not totally focused on building something for Jesus. It's, well, I want to build my own kingdom, and if I can reach people through, like you said, it's a secondhand thing, and I'm just like, I don't know if that's. I don't know. I'm just asking the question, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Like, I would say there's a lot of times where I'm like, I would say, if I'm being honest, most days I'm not like, I'm going to work for God or I'm doing this for Jesus.
But I would say most
it's not
Christians
usually
don't.
On my brain.
Right? Like, I would venture to say most Christians think like us, where it's like, it's not always on the forefront of your mind.
Right. But yeah, it's also like, just because we're not thinking about it doesn't mean it's not true. Like, we also show up to work and want to do a good job. Yeah, at the end of the day, why do we want to do a good job? It's not to, I think it's not to earn our boss's approval. No one, like, we don't really care about that anymore. So, like, why are we doing it? Is it to make money? I don't think either of us care enough about making money to like, yeah, we want to provide. Yeah, we want to provide. But at the end of the day, it's just, I think it's still there, but it's just not in the forefront of our brain. Sometimes we just go through the motions. Yeah. Just because you're going through something that's repetitive doesn't mean it's not like just because you're not thinking about why you do it doesn't mean
why you're okay. Yeah.
So I think it still is there sometimes, even when we're not thinking consciously like, all right, I am gonna pick these beans for Jesus, or I'm gonna go grease this line. Like, it's not like it doesn't really. It's not there
on this ball bearing,
right? But also, when you go to work, you're with people all the time. You're trying to love people. Where does that come from? Why are you trying to love people? Because you actually love people, and I feel like it comes from. I don't think it comes from you. Like, I mean, there's some of your personality in there, but it's not like,
for sure. And that's something too. Like, even with you saying that just threw me onto. So, okay, like, well, we want to do in our service in plumbing. Yeah, we want to provide a quality product where we're not gouging the people for the price. Right. We're charging a fair wage for what our expertise provides, and we leave them with a quality product, and we treat their home like they would.
Yeah. And so why are you doing that?
Like you said, it's like, why? It's like, well, because
it's the right thing to do.
And then it's like, well, why is it the right? When you keep undressing that onion, then at the core of that, I think it does come down.
It comes down to Jesus.
Good point,
I think it's just, we have this, I think as Christians, there's this unhealthy mindset where it's like, at work, we always got, like, if you're doing it for the Lord, you always got to be in the mindset of, like, I'm not doing this for my boss. But, like, at the end of the day, like, we're just creatures of habit, and so we get in habits, and we're not always, I think it's an unfair expectation to be like, we have to be consciously thinking of the Lord as we're doing practical everyday stuff.
I'm just trying to draw a practical comparison because I like those. Because I'm trying to draw a comparison between what we're talking about and working out. So like with working out, maybe that's the difference. With working out, obviously after you work out for a while, it's like everyone tells you it's a mental thing. Like it increases your mental clarity more than the physical benefits of it. But I think in the beginning, and my word, I might have just shattered the universe. Maybe in the beginning, so like for me, working out right now, I have my mind on the end goal, which is peak body, like freaking 8-pack abs.
Yeah.
And that is why I continue to work out.
Right.
For a mature, because I've only been working out for like a month steady at this point.
Right.
For a seasoned worker-outer that's been doing it for years, they do it for the ride. The mental clarity that comes with it. They enjoy how they feel from it.
Right.
Maybe, and I might be saying I'm an immature Christian here, maybe when you're an immature Christian, you're like, well, I'm so focused on like one, like if I'm not focused in everything, wait, how am I trying to say this? So I said, if we're not obsessed with Jesus, like in everything we do, like that would kind of be the end goal. Like obsession is our end goal. But when you're seasoned Christian, it's just in what you do. Like it's with working out. It's like, it's not about that peak body anymore. It's about all the other things it benefits. And maybe that's like with Christianity, it's like, or not even Christianity, just like Jesus, when you have that relationship with him, it's no longer about being the peak Christian or like, I need to be obsessed. It's with the relationship and what benefits come along throughout the ride and throughout the ups and downs, even in like the good and bad. Maybe is that making any sense?
Well, let me is it kind of like, so let's talk about like, I might spin it.
Try to clarify what I'm saying.
Okay, so with working out, you're like, hey, I want to do this. You have like vision and direction when you're not there. But then when you are kind of there, you just do it for the benefits.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, so let's compare this to GH just because we're going there.
Yeah.
So like GH, you say some of your values are to treat customers well, to like do all these things that at the end of the day, like, Jesus would do. Yeah. And so like you're doing them for the Lord, but yet you're also just doing it as the right thing to do. Yeah. And because they have benefit to society, obviously because Jesus is going to benefit the society. So you're doing them for the benefits and not because like you're trying to be something or do something. It's not really for yourself anymore. Yeah. Like, because you doing a good job for those around you and you giving them like trying not to gouge prices is not benefiting you at all, but it's benefiting the community. Yeah, because benefiting you would be trying to suck every dime out of the person you can. Right. Because then that would benefit you. So like going back to the working out where it's like you want to be that ideal body, so you're doing it for you. I don't know if that's a really working. That's not really holding up. I think we're close to something. Yeah. I don't think our working out analogy's not quite there yet. No, it's not working out. But I like what... But I'm digging the trail we're getting on. So, yeah. Moral of the story is I feel like Christians, we have this unreal expectation that we're like, God is always in our mind. And yet but most of us, when we really unpack things, we're doing stuff for Jesus and his kingdom. Yeah. Because when we come down to our core values and what we believe in, what we're trying to do, it really is changing the world and and the think community too. It like you said before, whatever you believe, whether it's in Jesus or whatever, I guess is like your ultimate power, whatever. Everything you do does stem from that. Like whatever your ultimate thing is, like everything your core belief, I'll say, whatever your core belief is, everything you do in your life should stem from that. And if it doesn't, well then I would have to say
maybe it's not your core belief. Like, I think there's times in my walk where it's like I was doing stuff and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm a Christian or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, but if you were, you wouldn't be doing these things.
Right.
Like, if you truly believed what you were saying, you would not be acting the way you're acting.
Right.
Yeah, so like what you're saying, maybe you don't need to be like, oh, I'm obsessed.
Right.
And everything just stems from it. Like, no matter what you're doing, yeah, what the frick are we saying? Literally, it says it in the Bible, like, you'll bear fruits of what's in your heart.
Right.
So, like...
So this is a little controversial. Can we go a little controversial? Let me unpack this. So, like, this is people... I don't know. I've encountered people like this, but they're like, killing is wrong. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if someone walks in my home, I'm going to shoot them.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, if you really believe that killing is wrong, you wouldn't be killing that person, would you?
Yeah, no, I would agree.
So I'm like, it's kind of like coming back what you're saying, like, you say one thing, but your core beliefs in your heart isn't what you're saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just kind of what I'm saying. Like, if you truly believe killing is all the time 100% wrong, then if someone steps in your home and they have a gun and you kill them, like, you don't actually believe that.
Yeah, because when the rubber meets the road, you killed them. Yeah.
So that was just an analogy of what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think maybe, dude, we are deep. But if we're deep, just keep pressing through.
Yep.
I think maybe, potentially, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for anyone else. In my life, I've seen where I've thought I believed something, but me, myself, did not believe it. Just the others around me did, so I identified that as my own belief. But I actually did not believe it.
Right.
Whatever that may be. If it's Fords are the best motor company.
Right. That you have an IQ over 60.
Yeah. A lot of people around me had high IQs, so I just identified as a high IQ.
Right.
Like, my family loved Fords.
Yep.
I have 3 Fords sitting in my driveway that I frickin' hate because they are just such lemons. So even in something as small as that, like, I identified with that. Like, people would be like, yeah, Chevy. And I'd be like, Chevy freaking sucks. I'll curb stomp your head in. And it's like, why? Why am I getting so offended about this when I don't even believe this?
Right.
And now it's like, I think maybe there's the potential that people can just believe whatever is the vast majority around them and not actually have their own belief system. Because it is very easy. I am totally admitting this. There has been so many times in my life where I didn't believe something, but just everyone around me did. And I'm like, oh yeah, I believe that too. And it's like, no, I don't. Like, and it can literally come down to the smallest thing. Like, if someone's like, oh, that shirt's dumb, and you love that shirt, but 27 people say they hate that shirt.
Right.
You're going to be like, yeah, that shirt sucks.
It's true.
I'm burning the 12 in my closet tonight. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, dude. That's wild.
This is kind of changing the topics.
Yeah, hit me with it.
I don't know how much time we have. But speaking of which, like, you say, like, 30 people say a shirt's dumb and you don't really think it's dumb and you go along with everyone. Did you ever see those social experiments where they, like, there'll be, like, 10 people and then 10 people are all actors and there's that one guy that's, like, not an actor and they'll all be like, okay, how long is this rod? And they're all like 18 inches and it's clear like 6 inches. And then they'll all be like way overshooting it. And then the last guy's like, 17 inches and goes along with them like 95% of the time.
It's wild. Yeah, no, I literally have seen stuff like that. So maybe that's just humans, dude.
Right.
Like, take religion out of it. I don't know. But, like, I think at just like, at our base, at our human existence, I think all of us, to some level, want to be accepted.
I think, and I think it's just, like, we are tribal people at our very base. Like, we say we're independent, we want to be independent, but at the end of the day,
we need a tribe.
Yeah, we're made for community. We're made for each other. And
I would do it too. I would agree with that.
And like I think as Americans, Westerners, whatever, we're very cold and I could do everything myself. Nope. But at the end of the day, no one actually believes that.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is just like, because if you think back on the times where you jeopardized whatever you believed, it was all to fit in. At least for me it was. I don't know about for you guys.
You mean where you... Gotcha.
So like if I believe something, like even with those social experiments,
right, yep.
It's like, well, I don't want to be ostracized.
Yep.
I don't want to stand apart. I want to fit into this group. And the crazy thing is,
I would agree, yeah.
Sometimes we don't even like the groups we're trying to fit into.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, I just don't want to look like an idiot, so I'll kind of gravitate towards them even though I clearly don't believe this.
Right.
Dude, that is wild. We are on a burner tonight.
Please. I hope y'all are enjoying this as much as we are.
This is crazy. I don't know.
Wow.
Dude, that's so interesting.
Yeah. What time are we at?
We're at 1 hour and 33 minutes.
Oh, shoot. We got to wrap this up, man.
Dude, it's been so good. That's crazy. Yeah, man, I just don't... That's so interesting. I'm so pumped we had this conversation.
Wow. Food for thought.
Food for thought, dude. Do you think... Not that I want to take up too much more time, but like, I do think, potentially, in a world that's getting a little more cancel culture and everything, these conversations are rare.
Right.
Like, where two people can just sit down and be like, dude, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I have no freaking idea. This is kind of what I think. And I think this is like, kind of, I don't know if it's cheesy or if it's just like what I want out of life, but like, at some point for this podcast to get to there would be sick. Like, still have fun, still joke around, but it's like, dude, it's just figuring out life.
Yeah.
Like, for me to be 25 and say I know what life is about is absurd. Like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to know, be like, oh, I know, like, all my beliefs are sound.
Right.
What are you talking about? Like, sure, you can be a pretty solid, level-headed human, but like...
Even if your beliefs, if none of your beliefs have changed over the last 10 years, I'd be a little nervous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that means you're not growing.
Yeah, you're not challenging yourself at all.
Yeah. Because, like, yeah, to say you are 100% right in all your beliefs...
That's crazy.
It's kind of ignorant. And it's kind of like...
Because if you talk to any married person that's been married for longer than 30 years, they'd be like, dude, you think you know your wife now? Wait 30 years. Right. Wait 40 years.
And if they don't say that, then their marriage probably sucks. Yeah, well, honestly, yeah.
But yeah, any person that continues to grow will be like, dude, you thought you knew this at this point. Yeah. You didn't. You thought you knew. Even take it to business.
Right. Like, which, okay, let's be real. We probably, know 98% of the stuff. The rest of our life, we'll probably figure out the next 2%.
We're
we know 98%.
We're solid humans.
98% truth on this podcast. That's probably more like 2%. Let's be real. 2% truth.
In the beginning of this, we just talked about how much we didn't know and how we didn't prepare. Now we're just ripped. Oh, yeah, we know everything.
America.
And that's what it's about, man. I don't know. Dude, I'm this.
No, but circling back to your point, I think being able to have conversations where you disagree
are awesome conversations.
And it's crucial.
Yeah.
Like, I think of... Let's talk even about Christianity. Like, Christianity, some of the things that have grown me so much is, like, seeing other people's perspective that I'm like, I have never seen this or I totally disagree with this. And I'm like, oh, wait, but maybe you're not wrong. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's like, oh, no, you are wrong, and now I see why. Yeah. And it's not like, but now I understand.
Yeah, and it's not like this belittlement, like, oh, you're wrong, but it's like, no, now I solidified why.
Right, now I've had a conversation. Now I can understand why you believe these things. And I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shattered universe, dude.
Man,
if you guys like this kind of more, I don't know if it's more serious. I don't think we can even determine the episodes we get.
Right, there's only so much planning that we could actually plan for.
Exactly, and that's what I kind of love about it. So, like, my thing is, even with researching, like, the YouTube algorithm, like, and it's like, oh, the algorithm, you got to do stuff. But it's like, yeah, but at some point, you just got to have this.
You just gotta,
because that's us, and I'm not changing. I literally had a conversation with my wife where it's like, dude, at some point this is just me, and like if the YouTube algorithm doesn't like it, I don't care. Like, well, I'm gonna try not to care because at some point I'm gonna get insecure and I'm gonna worry about the views. But like, I need to try to remember, like, no, like this is just us.
Yeah.
And if 4 people listen to it and love it, that's enough.
Right.
Because we're having fun and this is just us.
Yep, it's true.
Holy
That's
smokes.
good.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta end it.
Yeah, we gotta end on that. We're taking up too much of your time.
No,
Thank you for
sorry,
listening.
we have no instrumental.
Yeah, we don't got no closer,
inspiration.
No, that
but
we will get better on. We'll get better on that. We'll get better on kind of openers and closers, and then whatever happens in the middle, that's just life, baby.
Yep.
I love it. Right on. Thank you guys for listening.
Yep.
Have
we
a
will
good night.
see you soon.
We'll see you next time.